Hey everybody, it's time for. There we go. It's time for BBTV Wonders, where I wonder about a certain thing that I think I would share with you. And today I'm wondering about Cartoon Network. What in the world is happening to Cartoon Network? Now, guys, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but guys, I grew up with Cartoon Network. I can name you every single show that has been on the network from late 90s, early 2000s on. Um, and, like me, it's been a part of a lot of our childhoods. I mean, those people that have grown up with Cartoon Network, you know what I'm talking about. You know what made it legendary. You know, the shows that made them legendary. So I'm not going to go into this spill of nostalgia because I don't feel nostalgia. I still watch these shows almost every day. Still love them, still follow them. I don't care if they're long gone. I'm always going to like Cow and Chicken. I'm always going to like Dexter. So I'm not really nostalgic about it because technically I still watch the stuff. It's those shows as well as some of the older Hanna-Barbera stuff that used to come on Cartoon Network have never left my memory banks. And I mean, if you're a true Cartoon Network fan, I'm not saying that you should feel the same way, but you should at least have a soft spot, for most of these shows, including, stuff like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I mean, I still watch that now. It's not really a pool of nostalgia for me because it's like I still watch this stuff to this day. But what I don't watch today is what's on the network now, and I'm wondering about the future of Cartoon Network. Now, back in like '08, '09, when Cartoon Network came out with CN Real, I remember it thoroughly. And I remember that it was thoroughly awful. And I hated it. And I'm like, this is not Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. This is Cartoon Network. The best place for cartoons. The only place for cartoons. The one and only Cartoon Network. That's what I grew up on. And that's really what it should always be. But, in 2010, when, a new wave of cartoons started to develop, and even though they don't call them cartoons anymore, but heck, it's a Cartoon Network original, a cartoon. But, you just heard that from me. Other people don't call them cartoons, obviously for obvious reasons, because they're not a part of that group anymore. But, they're Cartoon Network originals. They're cartoons. That was the original purpose. That's what they are. In truth, if you can call them something else, great. But they're Cartoon Network originals. Cartoon Network originals were cartoons. But when that whole new wave of them, Gumball, regular show, those Adventure Time, obviously, if I don't say that, somebody's going to kill me. I just know it. All of those new wave of tunes that started to broadcast in the early 2010s, it brought new life to the network. It really did. And for people like me, for me to experience some new tunes was great. Does that mean I like every one of them like I love my older cartoons, brethren? Probably not, but I did try each of them, and I did watch a couple of episodes of each, especially, regular show around the first, second season. I loved it because it kind of reminded me with that adult, edginess humor that it had in it, about my old cartoons. So I kind of watched it. I liked the style of regular show, Animation was pretty good. And then I even watched the first couple of episodes of Adventure Time, It was a really interesting concept. And that's why, I watched the first couple of episodes. It was an interesting concept. And I think, even if it didn't go to Cartoon Network, even if it went over to Nickelodeon, which was planned for it, but Nickelodeon turned it down, I think, even on both networks, it probably would have did pretty darn good. Whether it went to Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, it's kind of a show that I think is kind of balanced between both of the networks, and in relating past shows that are on both networks, Adventure Time kind of would have fitted into that category of a Nicktoon and a cartoon to me. It kind of would have made sense to put it on both networks, but they didn't do that. Cartoon Network got it, and Cartoon Network had luck with it. And then, those other shows from the early 2010s that, kind of were good at sometimes, like Mad. Nobody really talks about Mad anymore, but I liked Mad. I watched a couple of episodes of Mad, the animated series Mad. And then Uncle Grandpa was a part of that bunch too. Uncle Grandpa, I didn't really like Uncle Grandpa, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did watch the first couple of episodes. Like I said, I do like to give these shows a try. I'm not going to just throw it away because it looks horrible and, it probably is horrible, but that doesn't mean I may not like at least an episode or two. And I do like an episode or two of Uncle Grandpa. Probably just really one episode that I would say satisfied my craving was the Mustache Cream episode. It had a good blend of slapstick, comedy, adventure. But that's really the only episode that I kind of like from Uncle Grandpa. I don't really like much from Uncle Grandpa. I really don't. And Steven Universe was a game changer. Obviously, we know that Steven Universe is still a game changer. I love Steven Universe. I watch Steven Universe. Haven't been catching up with it lately, but every once in a while I'll catch it on demand or on the network itself, and watch a little bit of it. It's a pretty good show. They just put their foot in Steven Universe. They really do, with the stories, the characters, everything. It's one of those shows. And that's for that period of time. That's what made the network great again. For the next generation. But now I'm starting to see a trend that's going down the mountain again. And the first thing is reboots. Guys, here's the thing. We could just avoid reboots if we just show the original program. Cartoon Network is about preserving their old shows for a new generation. Just show the program. The Powerpuff Girls. Show the Powerpuff Girls, for corn's sakes. But to redo it and to take the original formula and crash it, Chemical X was the formula for Powerpuff Girls. They dumped that out of the window and put alcohol and whatever else in it to make it what it is now. I don't even know if it's a chemical. I think it's just a mutation that just came from it. Just like a big monster that came from it. And then we got the 2016 Powerpuff Girls. And I don't like the 2016 Powerpuff Girls. I did try it, but I did not like it. And being that seasoned Cartoon Network aficionado I am, it didn't satisfy my taste at all. I didn't like it. When Teen Titans Go came onto the scene in 2013, I'm not gonna lie, I did watch one or two episodes of it. And I think if I would say I would like an episode from Teen Titans Go, it's the one where they get the pizza all the time with the Hey Pizza guy. It was just, the situation itself was cartoony, and it was funny to me. But all the episodes after that, I don't really watch. I hate the show. And once again, growing up with the original Teen Titans, I'm not saying I'm trying to, put myself on blast because I was from the original generation of these shows. No. If they're going to do the show, do the show right. Basically. I don't care if you change the animation or the voice actors. I don't care. Do the show right. Or show the original program. These guys have enough money. Cartoon Network has one of the biggest cartoon archives than any other network. Time Warner in general has some of the biggest cartoon libraries ever. All of those tunes, all of those properties, all of those names, you could dig out those original programs and show them. Making a reboot for a new generation risk you getting into trouble a lot. And that's what's happening, and I'm wondering if we get more reboots, the channel will just be full of reboots. Or if we get more original programs, the original programs will just solely be based on apps. And That's not a good thing. We need to get back to a point where we're making shows for a generation that can enjoy them for a lifetime. And that's what I'm doing with my favorite shows. These kids today deserve the same thing. Make shows that'll last a lifetime. Steven Universe will last a lifetime. Adventure Time will last a lifetime. Regular Show will last a lifetime. Teen Titans Go and the rest, all these reboots will only last a certain period of time and they'll be outdated because of the references that are in them. Make shows that last a lifetime, that anybody can watch, anybody can enjoy, and anybody can go back to at any time in their life and still enjoy them. And that's what I wonder about Cartoon Network. Will we ever get back to original shows, original programming that had meaning and had life and had fun? Because, the best place for cartoons had that. And that's what I'm wondering.